In this lesson, we're going to continue our study of triangles. For this lesson, we're going to talk about the angles of triangles, and we're going to start it off by um, reviewing something you probably already know, and that is that the sum of the measures of all the interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180. In other words, if you add all three angles together, if you add all three angles together, they're going to add up to 180 degrees. All right, pause the video and copy this into your notes. All right, we're going to use this to figure out the measure of angle 1. All right, so we know that the measure of of all three of these, if we're looking at this triangle right here, we're looking at this angle is 85 degrees, this angle is 40 degrees. So we know that 85 plus 40 plus whatever angle 1 is going to add up to 180 degrees. All right? If we add that, if we solve for x, 85 plus 40 is 125 plus x is equal to 180. Subtract 125 from both sides. Those cancel out. Subtract 125. And we end up with an angle of 55 degrees. So the measure of angle 1 is equal to 55 degrees. Right? Now we could also use that to figure out the measures of angles 2 and 3. We know that angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent because they're vertical angles. Okay, so we know that angle 2 is equal to 55 degrees as well. All right, so we know that angle 3 is equal to 55 plus 55 plus the measure of angle 3 is equal to 180 degrees. So that's 110 plus x is equal to 180 minus 110 minus 110. So angle 3 is equal to 70 degrees. Okay, measure of angle 3 is equal to 70 degrees. All right, we're going to use that a lot in this lesson, and the more you do it, the better you'll understand and see it. All right. What's the measure of angle 3? Well, we just did that. It's the same thing. We said that this was 55. Angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical angles, and so 55 plus 55 plus angle 3 is equal to 180. 110 is equal to 110 plus angle 3 is equal to 180. Okay, and so that means measure of angle 3 is equal to 70. All right. The exterior angle is a little bit more complicated. The exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. So first of all, let's talk about what an exterior angle is. An exterior angle is the angle that's formed if you extend one of the sides of a triangle. So in this case, we extended CB, so this angle 1 is an exterior angle. All right, so angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle A plus angle B. All right, angle A plus angle B is equal to angle 1. So it talks about the two remote, which means not that one, not that one. It's the extra, it's the ones that are remote from it. Okay, so if we talk about that, oh, go back and copy this theorem into your notes. Okay, so if we talk about that, what's the measure of angle 1? Well, this is angle 1, and this is the exterior angle. So the remote interior are here and here, which are 27 and 52. So the measure of angle 1 is equal to 27 plus 52. So the measure of angle 1 is 27 plus 52 is equal to 79 degrees. Okay? What's the measure of angle ABC? Okay? So the measure of angle ABC, if I draw it, ABC, that's this measure this angle, right? Okay, well that's one of the interior angles. Okay, we know that the exterior angle is 148 degrees, and we know that this exterior angle here is equal to the sum of the 2x minus 5 and x minus 5. So let's just write that out. 2x minus 15 plus, okay, because that's angle A, right here, plus angle B, x minus 5, that's equal to 148. Okay, now this is angle B. And the reason I drew parentheses around them is just simply to specify that those are that. We don't need the parentheses to solve it. So we're going to say 2x minus 15 plus x minus 5 is equal to 148. When we combine your like terms, 2x plus x, that's 3x minus, and we're going to do we have a negative 15 right here, and we have a negative 5, so that's negative 20, all right, is equal to 148. Add 20. Okay, this cancels out. We end up with 3x is equal to 168 divided by 3 divided by 3. X is equal to 168 divided by 3. When we use our calculator to do that, we find out that x is equal to 56. Now, the key here is that that's the value of x. We're looking for the measure of the angle. So we have to take that value of x and we have to plug it in to x minus 5 because that's the angle we're looking for. Okay, so we're saying, so that would be 56 minus 5 is equal to 51. Okay, so the measure of this angle is equal to 51 degrees. All right. All right. So actually, if we go back here, we could use that fact now to figure out what the measure of angle A is, because we know that 51 plus whatever this is equal to 148. So we can just say 148 minus 51 is 97 degrees. Okay, so this 97 degrees is the measure of angle A. Okay, we're just going above and beyond a little bit there because we didn't ask us to do that, but that's how we would find the measure of that angle. if we already know the measure of this angle. All right, triangle sum corollaries, okay, says for one, the corollary for one says the acute angles of a right triangle are complementary. Okay, so obviously if you have a 90-degree angle, okay, a right angle, so the other two angles, angle A and angle B, also have to add up to complementary. Remember, complementary means they equal 90 degrees. Okay, complementary. And we also, the corollary 4.2 says that there can be at most one, only one right angle or one obtuse angle in a triangle. Obviously, if 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 one of them is a right angle, that means there's only 90 degrees left over to split between the two other angles. If one of them is over 90 degrees, then there's going to be less than 90 degrees to split between the other two angles. So at the most, there can only be one right angle or one obtuse angle in a triangle. So copy these two corollaries into your notes. All right. So for the last example that we've got, um, it says to find the measure of each of the numbered angles. So the easiest one, okay, is angle 1, because we know that 80 plus 60 is equal to angle 1. So that is 140 degrees is equal to angle 1. All right, so that's our first one. Okay, so this is 140 degrees. All right, so having said that, okay, then we can say, well, there's a couple of other places we could go. Okay, we could go. We could say that 105 plus angle 4 is equal to 180 degrees because it forms a straight line. Okay, so we could say 105 plus angle 4 is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, subtract 105. So angle 4 is equal to 75 degrees. Okay, so that's 75 degrees, which lets us to find angle 5. So angle 5, okay, let me circle this. Angle 5 is the exterior angle. The two remote angles are 40 and 75. Okay, and so the measure of angle 5 is equal to 115 degrees. Okay. All right, and also angle 4 and well, angle 1 and angle 2 are also uh, supplementary, which means that they add up to 180 degrees because they form a straight line. So the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 1 is equal to 180. So the measure of angle 2 plus 140 is equal to 180. Subtract 140 on both sides. Okay, so the measure of angle 2 is equal to 40 degrees. Okay, and so that just leaves the measure of angle 3. Okay, the measure of angle 3 here. If we know that 105, so we know that this is 75 because these are vertical angles. So we know that 40 plus 75 plus angle 3 is equal to 180. Okay, because they're all the sum of all the interior angles. Okay. So 40 and 75 is 115 plus angle 3 is equal to 180 minus 115. So the measure of angle 3 is, so that's 7 and 10, it's 65. Okay, so the measure of angle 3 is 65 degrees. So that gives us the measure of each of the numbered angles there. Okay, so take a good look at your notes. Make sure you have everything copied down, and make sure you ask me questions if you don't understand something. We'll talk to you later.